Have you ever heard of a digital giant that's just stuck, despite being flooded with incredible news? Well, that's the strange story of Ripple's XRP, and today we're going to try and untangle this whole paradox.
Seriously, how is this even possible? You've got this constant stream of positive, bullish news, and yet the price just won't budge. It's a real head-scratcher, right? So let's try and piece this whole puzzle together. And really, this whole thing boils down to one key number: $2. Now, you've got to understand, this isn't just a price on a chart. Oh no, this is the front line. It's a full-on battleground where the optimists and the skeptics are clashing head-on.
Okay, so let's break this down. First up, we've got the optimists. Let's look at their side of the argument, and for them, it's pretty simple. The big institutional money is finally showing up to the party.
And when you look at the evidence, you can see why they're so bullish. I mean, the good news for XRP has been a total avalanche lately. We're talking about huge approvals from key US banks, massive amounts of cash flowing into ETFs, and get this, even the potential for it to be integrated into 401k pension plans. Plus, you've got new alliances with major European banks and a big push into the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi. It's a lot.
Okay, now let's talk about this bank license because, wow, this is a huge deal. Ripple basically got the green light for a national trust bank license right here in the US. You might be asking, what does that even mean? Well, think of it like a golden ticket into the world of traditional finance. It's a fully regulated, official bridge that connects digital assets like XRP with the old-school banking system we all know. This is absolutely massive for legitimacy.
And the proof is in the pudding, right? The money is already flowing in. We're talking about nearly $1 billion. That's billion with a B. It's already been poured into XRP ETFs in the US alone. So you see, this isn't just a little bit of speculative money trickling in. This is a flood of serious institutional capital.
And this is where things could get really crazy. Just imagine for a second, what if your retirement savings, your 401k, could be invested in digital assets like XRP? I mean, that's on the table. If that happens, it would just open the floodgates to an absolutely massive new pool of everyday investors. We're talking game-changing potential here.
Okay, so with all that incredible news, you'd think the price would be blasting off to the moon, right? So why isn't it? Well, to understand that, we have to flip the coin and look at the other side, a huge wall of deep-seated market skepticism.
And some people are really skeptical. I mean, listen to this quote from Peter Brandt, a veteran trader who's seen it all. He does not mince his words. He says, XRP supporters are, quote, one of the least informed and most biased groups of investors I have ever seen. Ouch. To him, they're just living in a fantasy, and he believes the price chart proves him right.
And what this really comes down to is a classic clash of philosophies. It's the investor mindset versus the trader mindset. See, investors are looking at the long-term fundamentals. They believe in the technology and the partnerships. But traders, they could care less about the story. They're looking at one thing and one thing only, the short-term price on the chart. And right now, the chart is telling them a very different story.
And you can literally see this stalemate playing out on the price chart. It's like XRP is trapped. There's this solid floor of support underneath holding it up, but there's also this concrete ceiling of resistance right around that $2.20 mark. And no matter how many times it tries, it just can't seem to break through. It's just stuck. So this brings up a really important question. What if we're all looking at this the wrong way? What if Ripple is playing an entirely different game? Maybe they're not even worried about the short-term price because they're busy building a massive, long-term ecosystem underneath it all.
Now, to really get what Ripple's up to, you have to understand something called a stablecoin. It's pretty simple, actually. Just think of it like a crypto dollar. It's a digital currency that's designed to always be worth $1. It doesn't go up or down. And this is a super important piece of Ripple's plan to bridge the gap between the wild world of crypto and the real, everyday financial world.
And here's the kicker. Ripple's stablecoin is already a massive success. There's over 1.2 times billion dollars worth of it already in circulation. That's not just a test run. That's hard proof that there is real, tangible demand for what Ripple is building behind the scenes.
So when you put it all together, what is Ripple's grand strategy? Well, it really rests on three main pillars. First, modernize those clunky international payments. Second, create that stable bridge to the dollar with their stablecoin. And third, expand XRP's use into new and exciting worlds, like DeFi. Basically, they're building a complete financial ecosystem from the ground up.
All right, so where does that leave us? What's the bottom line here? You have these powerful institutions pulling in one direction and this skeptical market pulling in the exact opposite direction. So how does this massive tug of war finally end?
Well, looking ahead to late 2025, there are really three main ways this could play out. The base case, the stalemate just continues and the price stays stuck in limbo. The bullish case, that resistance finally breaks and the price shoots up towards that $2.70 zone. And then there's the bearish case, where support gives out and we could see some pretty significant price drops. It's anyone's guess, really.
So here's the final question for you. With institutions pulling one way and the market pulling the other, what's it going to be? What will be that definitive push, that one event, that finally decides the winner in this whole paradox? This battle for XRP's future is far from over, and one thing's for sure. It is going to be a wild ride.